There is someone in your life who doesn't say much. They don't argue. They don't explain themselves. They don't defend. But you've noticed something. When they walk into a room, the air shifts. No one can quite explain why, but everyone feels it.
Today, I'm going to tell you exactly why that happens.
And the answer is deeper than you think. We've always been told, people who don't speak up are shy. People who stay quiet are passive. If you say less, you must think less. But psychology says the opposite. People who speak less tend to process more, notice more, waste less energy. And in high-stakes situations, crisis moments, negotiations, decisions, it's not a coincidence that everyone looks at them. The question isn't, why are they so quiet? The real question is, what are they doing while everyone else is talking? Because what I'm about to show you is that this silence isn't a limitation. It's one of the brain's most powerful defense mechanisms. And most people never realize it's even happening. There are two things happening in every human conversation: signal and noise. Signal is what actually needs to be said. Noise is filler, performance, ego. Most people mix both. That's normal. It serves a social function. But quiet people operate differently. Research on verbal behavior shows that low-frequency speakers are far more selective. They wait until what they're about to say actually adds something. This isn't just about being polite. The act of choosing not to speak requires the prefrontal cortex to override the impulse to react. That's the same brain region involved in long-term planning, emotional regulation, and complex decision-making. And here's what nobody talks about. That constant practice of restraint leaves a measurable change in the brain over time. I'll explain that in a moment, and it's exactly why these people are so difficult to read. Quiet strength usually starts taking shape in childhood. Maybe they grew up in environments where being loud drew the wrong kind of attention. Maybe they watched people who talk too much lose too much in the process. Over time, the nervous system learns. Observation is safer than performance. Restraint is smarter than reaction. In attachment theory, researchers call this a secure autonomous attachment style, the capacity to process emotions internally without needing external validation. They feel something, but they don't need to broadcast it. They know something, but they don't need to announce it. This isn't suppression, it's integration. There's a massive difference between someone who can't express themselves and someone who simply chooses not to. And here's where it gets genuinely interesting. Because those two types, the suppressor and the regulator, look almost identical from the outside. So where's the difference? And why does that difference change everything over a lifetime? We're coming back to that. So what does this actually look like in the real world? First, quiet people tend to be exceptional observers. They catch things others walk past, a subtle shift in tone, a pattern in behavior, the gap between what someone says and what they actually do. Once you start seeing it, you can't stop. Second, they're much harder to destabilize. Emotional volatility is used as a social weapon. If I can make you react, I can control the frame of the interaction. But someone who rarely reacts doesn't give that away. Their calm becomes a kind of armor that doesn't look like armor. Third, they build deeper trust. Leadership research consistently shows that people who speak thoughtfully and infrequently are rated as more credible, more trustworthy. There's an instinctive logic to it. Someone who doesn't need to fill silence probably has something real to say when they do. But wait, this power comes with a cost. And most quiet people never talk about it. Some don't even see it coming. That's what we're getting into right now. When quiet strength goes too far, it becomes quiet isolation. The same self-sufficiency that makes someone powerful can also make them invisible to the people who care about them. Not because they don't feel anything, but because they've trained themselves not to show it. Psychologists make an important distinction here. Regulation. You feel something, you process it, you choose how to respond. Suppression. You feel something and you bury it. From the outside, they look identical. On the inside, they're completely different. One builds resilience, the other builds pressure. And the most quietly powerful people usually know exactly which one they're doing. Do you? Because the answer to that question also explains why this type of person holds such a distinct advantage in the modern world. And we're going there now. We are living through a historically unusual moment. Every platform rewards reaction. The algorithm amplifies outrage. Attention has become currency, and the loudest voices tend to capture the most of it. In that environment, someone who doesn't perform, who doesn't give you the emotional response you were fishing for, who doesn't react on cue, creates something in the people around them. Cognitive dissonance. And that dissonance quietly gives them leverage. Because while everyone else is spending their energy on reaction, on performance, on being seen, the quiet person is conserving that energy, thinking 3 moves ahead, waiting for the moment when real action actually matters. In a noisy world, restraint is rare, and rare things carry weight. So the next time you're in a room and someone isn't saying much, don't assume they have nothing to say. And if you're the one who's quiet, don't mistake the world's misreading of you for the truth about you. Silence isn't absence. Sometimes it's the most deliberate thing in the room. If this resonated with something in you, it's probably because you already understood it. Not from reading it somewhere, from living it. The next video goes even deeper, into the minds of people who keep everything inside and what that actually costs them. Click it. You'll know within the first 30 seconds if it was made for you.